So here we are inside the bowels of the VUDE, and guess who's here? A man that must be very tired after an amazing meal last night. JJ talking to us the day after from the up-and-comers Sunday supper at the VUDE. How'd it go?
Well, John, I think it went pretty well. Super happy with the turnout. Sold out the event.
Yeah.
And we did about 8 courses, 50 people. It's a good amount of work.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
I used steel Corvo for some of it, the kitchen there, but most of it was done right out of my apartment. So
amazing.
Until I have my own place. That's
exactly. Well, as you know, we always ask our chefs a series of questions inside the VUDE Studio. So let's get started with that. Here we are on St. Patrick's Day 2014, hanging out, and let's get going. Number one, what is your favorite spice?
All right, favorite spice, huh? Okay. All right, well, I'm a big fan of Espelette pepper. It's down south in France. They have a lot of these peppers, primarily in the southwestern France. And it's not too spicy, it's mild, it's got a wonderful aroma to it. It's a really nice all-purpose chili flake, if you will.
Right.
And I've got a bunch. I've got some whole dried peppers just hanging in my kitchen.
Nice.
I like to use that a lot. Very fragrant, very, very fruity, goes well with vinegars and a little salt. Gives a very nice round flavor type of thing.
Then I'm going to ask you, what's your least favorite spice?
Least favorite is probably going to be, let's see, allspice I'm not too big a fan of. Cinnamon, cinnamon I do kind of like. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
We'll go with allspice.
Yeah, allspice. Screw it.
What turns you on?
Food-wise or food-wise, beautiful vegetables turn me on. When I'm at the market and I walk by a beautiful petite bunch of turnips, but that are just perfectly round and white, I just can't help myself. Different colors, bright colors really turn me on. I think you can see that in the cooking. The flowering kale in particular is beautiful purple sort of kale leaves from last night. It's just really great. And radishes. Yeah, that's definitely what turns me on.
What turns you off?
Turns me off is I think probably trends that have been just completely overdone. Tons of meat on the menu, house-made sausages, things that
pork belly.
Pork belly, yeah, braised pork belly, and while I do love it, it's part of these trends that were in fashion in New York, probably already like 3-4 years ago now, and they're just getting hammered to death here, and there's just no need for that anymore. New blood.
What smell do you love? Okay,
I love the aroma of mussels, cooked mussels. Fresh fish, that is a beautiful aroma. Definitely, sometimes at Pike Place, they'll have something just pristine right out of the ocean, and you just smell that lovely brine. I'd say brininess is probably my favorite aroma.
What smell do you hate?
I'm not a fan of, let's see, meat that's been a little bit too long in the refrigerator. Don't like that smell.
My favorite question, what's your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word. Usually it'll be a chain.
An example
it'll be a
might
fast
be
chain, but I mean I'm just partial to the F word.
Yeah.
It's just direct to the point. There's also some good French ones. Definitely, putain is a good one. Putain de merde, putain de connard. Merde is obviously a good one. They're not very nice words, but I did grow up. I did spend 8 years living in France, and my parents are French, and I've heard my father use a couple good ones, so that's always fun.
What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Okay. Let's see. You know, I've always kind of had the entrepreneurial spirit, and definitely in business school, I stayed far as away from finance as I possibly could. Not that I'm bad with numbers, but it just doesn't interest me. So I definitely would have gone into tech and founded some kind of internet-based company, something like that. Just had a little startup.
Well, starting a restaurant is entrepreneurial.
It certainly is.
What profession would you not like to do?
Oh, probably something in law. Something where I'm just glued to a desk and books and studying and reviewing these types of things all day. I have no time for it. Life is too short.
If heaven exists, speaking of life, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
All right. The raw bar is located on the 3rd floor.
Awesome. Thanks, man. The dinner was great. We expect great things from you. We're all going to follow you. Thanks for being part of it.
Thanks for having me. It was great, and I'll be back.
Great.